Today in the news, we talk Nextgen Navi and Zen 3. What's up guys, I'm Snows and this is your boot sequence. Let's get started with AMD. Now, if you don't like people extrapolating from tiny changes, you can click away because that's what I'm about to do, and I'm warning you. So, the company finally unveiled their cooler design for one of the Nextgen Navi RX 6000 series of cards. Judging by the thickness that this render shows and the triple fan design, we can assume it's going to be one of the top end cards. Not only did AMD release the render, but other outlets such as Jayztwocents and Red Gaming Tech also had their hands on photos of the actual GPU. Red Gaming Tech had quite a lot of them actually. A little after that, and we got alleged renders of AMD's mid-range GPU with a smaller footprint and a dual fan design. Most speculate that this would be the RX 6700 series of GPUs. That's all relatively old news, but something I didn't hear anyone talk about is how that first AMD render and those images of the actual real GPU are not the same card. Now in Jayztwocents' video, he says that it's probably a prototype, but he attributes it to the bent fins. Now we got the render and the real pictures. Would AMD really advertise a card with a slightly different design than the real one we see here? We know that a cooler design, especially so close to release, won't actually change. So what I think it is that those are three distinct coolers for three distinct cards. What's the difference, you might ask? Well, it's a pretty small one. Take a look around the fan area. On AMD's official render, the chrome trim actually bends up and doesn't go into the fan's surround. On the pictures of the real card, that trim is straight and is part of the surround area of the fan. Yep, that's it. That's all I got. I warned you that it was a stretch, but considering the fact that AMD is very likely to reveal a high-end card and one with a dual fan design, wouldn't it make sense to also have a slightly cut down high-end card too? Like a lineup of 69, 68, and 6700 GPUs? Let me know what you think down below. Also, remember that engineering sample GPU that was spotted? Yeah, this one. It looks like it actually is a Navi PCB, as we can see from the screw positioning. Not only that, but we can see that it can feature up to 16 gigabytes of VRAM thanks to the 8 little blank spaces we see that look perfect for memory chips. Moving on to some Zen 3 news, it looks like AMD is going to skip to 5000. This information comes from Patrick Schur, a software engineer who found two of the names for the CPU lineup, the 5800X, which would be an 8-core CPU, and the 5900X, which would be a 12-core CPU. He also said that the early leaks we saw from Igor's lab with a 16-core Ryzen chip clocked with a 4.9 GHz turbo was wrong. The clock speed of Igor's finding is the same at 4.9 boost, but the chip would actually be the 5900X at 12 cores. Now you might notice that with a 5800X at 8 cores and a 5900X at 12 cores, it leaves little room for a 10-core CPU. But as we've seen from Threadripper in the past, 5820X all the way up to 5890X would be possible, although I'm betting on 5850X for the 10-core. As for a theoretical 14-core model, while I'd love to see one, unless AMD does some trickery in the naming scheme, it seems less likely. Lastly, in console news, we finally got the price of the PS5. Revealed yesterday during their event, the all-digital edition of the console will start at $399 US or $499 Canadian, and the version with the Blu-ray player will start at $499 US and $629 Canadian. Now, the digital edition is actually at a really good price, but unfortunately, what we thought was just Take-Two's price gouging for the NBA 2K21 game seems like it might become a mainstay. Back when the pre-orders opened for the game, we saw the game jump $10 for the US and Canadian market, making the next gen game $69 US or $89 Canadian. With the release of the PS5, some games like Demon's Souls and Destruction All-Star will cost $69 US. Thankfully, it looks like some others will retain the $59 price tag, like Spider-Man at Miles Morales and Sackboy: A Big Adventure. But it looks like the trend is toward the price increase. Anyways, with the Series S at $299, the PS5 All-Digital Edition at $399, and the PS5 and Series X at $499, which console are you looking forward to the most? Let me know down below. And that is pretty much it for the news today, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed. As usual, you can click right here to see the latest video right here. Subscribe to the channel, stay frosty, my dudes, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care. By the way, I know it was a stretch.
It's the wrong way.